Okay, so this is a video I have never told on my channel. And I did a video yesterday where I talked about 4th of July. So if you haven't seen that video, go watch it. It's honestly one of those crazy stories. But this one is kind of like a different story where it happened to me and I wish it never did. To this day, it still haunts me. And this story, it's honestly a serious one. So I hope you guys enjoy it. And yeah, let's get into it. So, in today's story time, uh, I'm gonna be talking about the time that I got in trouble over a credit card. Now I know what you guys are thinking, Trent. What do you mean you got in trouble over a credit card? Let me explain. So, this story time takes place back in 2018, 2019. I think so, around there. So, around those times, back then, your boy was around maybe 10, 11 years old at the time. Both my brothers were living at home at the time as well, and they were kind of like teenagers as well. And kind of the whole thing with that was, uh, you know, they had a they had a PlayStation 4 at the time. Now I know you guys are thinking, Trent, what's a PlayStation 4? It's basically it's like a game system, and kind of if you don't know it, now you know it's a game system. But this is for like probably people that are like from probably back from 2019 around there and probably to now. But anyway, I'm getting off sidetrack. So one day, uh like I said, this is back in 2019, both my brothers were playing video games and they decide to buy a movie. Now, back on the PlayStation 4, if you wanted to watch a movie, you could buy it on the PlayStation store, like in the game, on the game system, and you can kind of like buy it with like real money, with like a gift card or a credit card, and you could either rent it or buy it. And so my brothers bought a movie. I don't know which movie. They never told me. And yeah, so they bought it, but the problem was we would share that PS4. So uh both my brothers would use it, I would use it. It was kind of like a system for all three brothers basically. But anyway, so they forgot to remove this type of credit card that they used to buy this movie. And the credit card it was my grandma's card, which at the time I didn't know it was her credit card. So I remember one day I was on Fortnite. Now, if y'all don't know what Fortnite is, it's basically like a battle royale game where you like the last last man standing wins. I think that's what it's called. I don't remember. But yeah, I was playing Fortnite, and this is like like a beginning of the season, probably back in like season 1, season 2, around there. And like all these rare skins were really really cool. So I bought the battle pass. I bought some things from, the Fortnite item shop. Now, if you don't know what the all that is, it's kind of like where you get like kind of like a battle pass is like you tier up and you get like more stuff. So like more skins, pickaxes and all that. And then the item shop is where you could just buy stuff with tokens. So I would buy V-Bucks. Now, if you don't know what that is, sorry, I had a cough. Um, V-Bucks are kind of the tokens that you would buy. So, like, if you had a credit card or a gift card, you would basically kind of um buy with both of those to buy these type of tokens. And with the tokens, you can buy like skins and pickaxes and all that. And this is at the time where those were kind of cheaper. So like one of them was like $10, the other was 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 100. And the whole thing. So I remember I bought one like skin and that was it. And I didn't know whose credit card it was at the time. I didn't know. And I constantly would do it over and over and over again. And one day I went to my grandma's house to do something, And I went on over there. She goes, "Hey, Trent, you mind if I ask you something?" I was like, "Sure, what's up, Grandma?" She goes, "So, I'm getting charges on my bank account. They're calling me and telling me there's someone using my credit card. That wouldn't be happen to be you, right?" I'm like, "Grandma, that's not me." Now, looking back on this story, I wish I never had lied to her, because if I didn't lie to her, this situation could have went more smoother. But I was like maybe 9, 10 years old. I didn't know a lot. So of course I had to say no, I didn't know. But even though I knew it was me the entire time. But anyway, so I would constantly buy. It would keep going. And then one day I went to go use the credit card and it said credit card unavailable. And I was shocked to see that because I didn't know what that meant. And kind of the whole thing, what happened was the credit card didn't work, and then I lost my account to my PlayStation account. I couldn't log back in. I lost it. So, um, I couldn't log back in. I was like, bro, I can't play any video games. Like, this sucks. And then, yeah, one day, um, my mom, or I don't remember if it was probably maybe one of them, like my mom or my dad. They told me like, hey, um, you know, your grandma wants to talk to you at her house. I was like, oh, okay. Now, if you don't know, one of my grandma, who I'm telling this story, lives like literally right across the street from me. Like literally, like I'm not even joking. Like live right across the street from me. So I went over there. I said, "Hey, grandma." She goes, "Hey, Trent." I was like, "You wanted to see me?" She goes, "Yeah. Come sit down over here. I want to talk to you about something." I'm like, "Okay." She goes, "So, Trent, I want you to be honest with me." I go, "Okay." She goes, "Now, I don't want you lying to me. You have to tell me the full truth." I go, "Okay." She goes, "Did you or did you not use my credit card to buy these things on PlayStation?" Now, before you answer, think really carefully of your answer. And I automatically knew I was done. The way how she presented it to me, the way how she said it, I was like thinking, oh, like I'm caught. This is over. This is over for me. So I honestly tried again. I was like, um, no. She goes, "You're a liar." I go, "What?" She goes, "You lied to me." I go, "What do you mean?" She goes, "The bank called me. They said that someone keeps using my credit card to buy these things on a game called Fortnite, and they track the system, and it says it's from your house, and it says that the person under the name is Trent." So they found out that it was me using the credit card, and my grandma was pissed at me. She was like, "I can't believe that you would do this to me after everything I've done for you, and this is how you treat me. You spent $10,000 on this game. How dare you?" And like my grandma was very, very pissed. And she had the right to be. I mean, I spent $10,000 on Fortnite. And, looking back at it now, I feel honestly bad for her. And I told her, I'm like, I told her, "Grandma, I am so, so sorry." She goes, "No, sorry isn't gonna help this, Trent. You literally hurt me. You you broke our relationship apart. You've done this to me." And like she was very upset. And then out of nowhere, she pulls out a piggy bank. Yeah, I had a piggy bank with like $10,000 in it, I think, at the time. And my mom and dad would put in like $10 every time I done a chore or something nice. So she grabs my piggy bank. I don't know where she found this, right? She grabs a hammer and smashes the piggy bank. And quarters and cash are all flying all over the place. And I was so upset, dude. I cried and then I ran out of that house in tears, dude. In tears. And I went home. I went through the front door still crying. And my mom and dad saw me. And then they were like, "How did it go?" And I walked right past them crying. And their face was like full on shock. They were confused of why I was crying. They didn't know the answer. So I went in my room, locked the door, and cried for like probably 4 hours, I think. And yeah, I didn't say a word, right? I No one talked to me. So I was just so depressed for like probably a week. Like every time people would talk to me, I would just wouldn't say a word. I was full on quiet mode. Full on. And like my parents would try talking to me, I wouldn't say nothing. My brothers would try talking to me, wouldn't say nothing. Literally, it's like you would talk to like a wall. I was literally a wall. And one day my mom comes in my room, she goes, "Okay, Trent, we need to have a talk." I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "I don't know what happened, what's going on with you, but you need to tell me right now because this isn't you. You've changed ever since you went over to grandma's house. So you have to tell me what happened." And I'm like, "I don't want my brothers to know." She goes, "Don't worry, I won't tell your brothers. You can tell me." So I told my mom the full story from start to finish of how grandma smashed my piggy bank with all my earnings and savings and all that, and how I kind of did this stupid thing, and I kind of went over the bar. And looking back at it now, still it does seem like this was all my fault. And she was like, I she goes, "Really? She smashed your piggy bank?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then I didn't tell my mom that I used her credit card. My parents didn't have the connection to that. So my mom calls my grandma. She goes, "Hey, um, I don't know if you know, but ever since Trent went over to your house, he's just been super quiet. He hasn't said a word to us. He's been really sad. Like, what did you do?" And I think my mom was playing stupid that day when she made that phone call. And my grandma was like, "I don't know. I mean, I just talked to him and asked him about some stuff, and then he just went home normal. I don't know what's going on with him." And then my mom goes, "Well, you're a liar." And my grandma's like, "What?" And then my mom goes, "Yeah, because he told me he went over to your house, you smashed his piggy bank, and he went home crying. So what happened?" So then my grandma tells my mom the truth, and my mom was kind of like more of like her side than mine. And my mom's like, "Trent, is this true? You spent $10,000 on your grandma's credit card?" And I was like, "I didn't know it was her credit card. Like literally, my brothers didn't take the credit card off the account. If it wasn't hers, like I could have still had my account." And like this was like aiming towards my brothers at this point. So it was a mystery of like, who do we blame here? Because TrentWherld used, well, I used my grandma's credit card. My brothers used it first to buy a movie, so the connection wasn't adding together, right? So honestly, we had to call this like Mysterio thing off because it wasn't full on there because we didn't have the connections of like how we got point A to point B, you know. So I was grounded. I was grounded for like 3 weeks. No PlayStation, none of that, no tablet. So yeah, I was just like in a prison, full on, no electronics, no nothing. And yeah, to this day, I talked to my grandma about this story, and it's honestly one of those funny stories looking back at it now. And when I look back at it, it's just like, man, I wish I'd never done that. Because if I would have never done that, I would have had my OG account with like a bunch of Fortnite stuff and on it. But I know I can't go back and look at it now. And this is not actually the first time I've ever done this. This is like there's another time I did it. But that's a story for a different day. So yeah, if there is a moral to this story, is number one, do not use anyone's credit card to buy things, okay? That's credit card fraud. Number two, don't overspend things like me. Okay, don't be like young TrentWherld and just start spending people's money without their permission. Okay, if for me, that's a story that, like I said, I'll never leave, and I wish it'll never happened again. Looking back at it, it's just one of those stupid decisions I did when I was little. But yeah, moral of the story: don't ever use anybody's credit card. That's credit card fraud, and don't overspend people's money. That's it. Even your own money, don't overspend it. But yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's story. If you guys did, please leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe. You guys are brand new to the channel. Feel free to leave your guys' story times in the comments down below. And subscribe if you're new. I'll see y'all later. Peace.